ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ A very warm welcome to all, a very warm welcome to entire Sangat. In our last lecture, in our previous lectures, we were discussing about importance of Guru. So this topic is also associated with the same subject that was related to Guru. But once we are getting attached to Guru, then what we get from the Guru is knowledge. So yes, today we will try to understand different aspects of knowledge, as there is a saying, gaining knowledge is the first step to wisdom. Sharing it is the first step to humanity. As a candle shares its light to another candle, then first candle doesn't get any kind of any loss. So this candle can share its light the same way we can also share the light of wisdom, light of knowledge, understanding. This is also there to share. We will not lose anything by sharing knowledge. So today we will have a look. By the end of today's talk, by the end of today's lecture, we will be having understanding about how knowledge is achievable. There are two types of knowledge, and that also further divided into two different parts. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. Yes, knowledge is good, it's beneficial, but sometimes it is not. But that also we will cover in today's talk. And there is some difference between knowledge and information. What kind of knowledge, to whom we call it an information, or when can we call it as a knowledge in the light of Gurbani. This word knowledge, before we take a deep dive into the aspects of knowledge, let's just have a brief information about the history behind the word of knowledge. Basically, this word has been taken from Greek language. Greek word gnosis is a basic word that later changed into the word of knowledge today. According to the meaning of this word is knowing through observation or experience. Sometimes we just observe things and we get aware of something. So once we are getting aware of something, observe, and we get experience, so this is what we call as a knowledge. Knowledge is much, much important to survive in this world. Guruji says, "Tis vich gyan ratan ik paya." This is basically associated with universe, which means in the universe. Gyan Ratan ik paya. Gyan, knowledge. Knowledge is a jewel. Ik paya, it is like a jewel in this universe. Our body needs food to survive. Our mind is also hungry for knowledge. Our mind's food is knowledge, and physic or our body needs a different kind of food. So body is also looking for food, mind is also looking for food, but mind's food is knowledge. This which Gyan Ratan ik paya. And this part is very important in every possible way. Even although if we just think about our body needs food, but still we need some knowledge what to eat and what we are not supposed to eat. We need to see, is it poison or milk? We need to have a look. To know about it, again, we need some knowledge. As soon a child born in a family, we start sharing knowledge with that kid, with that child. What is good, what is bad? Who belongs to you and who does not? What should you eat and what is not good for your health? Start giving him more and more knowledge. It starts as soon as a child born. It's needed for survival. If we know what is good, what is bad, then we can react accordingly. If one don't know what is poison and a child will take it, will drink it or eat it, it's going to be harmful. He may lose his life. It's also possible. So for the survival, Gyan is needed in any stage and every stage. That is why Gurbani said it's Ratan, it's jewel, it's like a diamond. Without knowledge, we cannot survive, not our body, not we. So we need some knowledge. And everyone had some knowledge. Even animals too have the knowledge. What should they eat? And even they know what to do, how to do. They are, as we can see, birds are making their nest so beautifully. How did they learn? That's different part. Maybe just direct knowledge from Lord, from the God. That is different. But yes, they are also having some knowledge for survival. So we can say knowledge is basic for survival. Until unless we don't have knowledge what to eat, how to survive, it's almost next to impossible to survive in this world. That is why Gurbani said it's a jewel. It's much more important for our spiritual life, for our social life and everything. To get the knowledge, we need someone who can guide us about things. Pai re Gurbin Gyan na hoi. And the one who is giving us knowledge, he is like Guru to us. If someone told us, this is poison, this is milk, he gave us light. It is going to help us. So Pai re, oh my brother, Gurbin Gyan na hoi. Without the Guru, we cannot get the knowledge. It could be related to spiritual knowledge as well as social life in this world, materialist. Then also we need some knowledge, and everyone do have different kind of teachers according to their requirements, according to their field, according to their subject, according to their jobs, different things. But yes, we need someone from where we can get some knowledge. And outer world's knowledge is definitely possible to transfer as well. For example, Thomas Edison worked really hard to discover bulb. We do say invention of a bulb. But yes, he worked hard, but we have not. We are able to understand now. We got the final thing or final piece, masterpiece with all of us. So we need someone who can give us wisdom, and outer wisdom can be transferred as well. So we can divide this process of knowledge into two different parts. One is about outer world, to whom we can say science as well, knowledge about science. And another knowledge is inner world. We can say this knowledge makes us saint. So scientist or saint, both are the different things, but yes, they are also a bit attached to each other, but we can divide it into two different parts. We are working hard to get knowledge for survival. Knowledge is needed, as we discussed in the beginning. Knowledge is needed to survive in this world, but knowledge is needed to get values and virtues in our life. That is also part of knowledge. So basically, there are two different types of knowledge. I was reading a writer. Then he mentioned about a painter. Painter went to a jungle. He planned to make a painting of a tree, green tree. He planned and he took 15 shades of green. The moment I read this line, 15 shades of green, because we feel green is green, yellow is yellow, or maybe one or two types of green like parrot green, dark green, light green. Okay, one or two we may think about, but he wrote that painter arranged almost 15 shades of green to make a painting of a green tree. That actually gave me a bit tension. I started thinking, is it really possible, or he just mentioned? He just wrote about it. I took help of Google. I searched about it. Is there, or can we see 15 or 20 shades of green? And what I discovered, actually, there are 295 shades of green. Then I searched for different colors. Yes, for blue, we have 260 types of blue. Black is also not just black. According to the research, there are 105 types of black. But this knowledge is only possible the one who is basically dedicated to that line. This painter is definitely dedicated with the colors. So you have the much knowledge about colors. For us, maybe every green is just green, every tree is green, but actually there are different shades. And researcher says we can find yellow as well in the green, kind of a mixture. But yes, then there are countless shades. And I was just going through the advertisement, paint colors, and this design studio mentioned they have 900 different shades of white alone. 900 different shades of white. So this is our knowledge of colors. That depends on our field. Whoever is good in whichever field, he comes to know about more things of that field. The one who deals with color, they can see different colors in a single tree, but maybe we cannot. Same goes to different occupations. The one who have knowledge of music, the one who have melodious voice, then they can recognize easily those who are melodious or not. For us, as I was listening to one of the greatest singer, he mentioned there are many singers, people are calling them greatest of all, but they are actually not in sur and tal. They are not melodious. They don't know actually. They are also getting besure, we can say, not in the form of melodious. But for that, someone has that kind of understanding. The same goes to language as well. The one who is good in English, they can recognize whatever or whenever someone else is making mistakes about anything. So that goes to the different occupations we can think. So knowledge is there. Knowledge, the one who is working hard to get more knowledge, they can study and read. This is the first part of knowledge. As we just read, yes, there are till now, they have discovered. We are not saying there are only 295 shades of green. This is what science has discovered. There are not only 260 types of blue. This is what science has discovered. We are not saying there are only 105 shades of black. This knowledge we got from science, they have discovered maybe there are thousands of shades of only black. God knows. So this is the first part of knowledge, when we can learn things by listening, by reading. This is the first type of knowledge. When we are able to understand things, that is called as an information as well. Like I searched, someone else actually did a lot of work to find shades of green, but I just came to know in few seconds or minutes, and we discussed, and we also know there are different shades of colors. This is the first type. Then another, how we get the knowledge. We can read it, we can take someone else's experience, we can get knowledge in the form of information. That is also knowledge. Yes, and very helpful for all of us. That is what we are, this is how we are getting knowledge from long time. Then another source is, another thing of knowledge is personal experience. And sometimes, normally, if we are in so much agony, we are in too much pain, then words don't work sometimes. Yes. If we are in too much pain, we are not able to take care of our mental health, or we are just crying, then words may not help us. Then we need something practical, to whom we may say pragmatic, practical solution to a problem, pragmatic mode. What is this? Let's take examples from a couple of stories so that we can have better understanding about this knowledge. First knowledge is we can read it. This is just a first step in the form of information. Then personal experience, that is also knowledge. How? This story comes in the life of Mahatma Buddha. A lady who was widowed. Her husband was died. She was just living with her child. Sooner, his child died as well. Her child died as well. Then she was in agony. She was in too much pain. She was not able to understand what to do. She was just going door to door, requesting everyone so that someone can help and give life to her son. And that was not actually possible from anyone. But this lady was crying all day and night because she did not have anyone else now. Once her husband was gone, still she had hope with her child. But now, child is no more. So what to do now? She was just going door to door, requesting everyone and anyone to whom she met. On the same time, Mahatma Buddha reached to the same village. Then someone said to her, "You may go out of the village. Mahatma Buddha is there. He is giving lectures. He is doing katha every day, in the morning as well in the evening. So we believe he may able to help you. You should approach him." Lady got convinced, went to Mahatma Buddha, put her child next to Buddha and said, "Please give life to my child. I cannot live without him. He's my life. My husband is no more. I'm spending my life just in the hope of my child. Kindly give life." Mahatma Buddha smiled. That time he knew words, information will not work. She need pragmatic solution, a practical solution. What he said? Mahatma Buddha said, "It's very easy. I just need a bowl of rice, then I can give life to your child." This lady smiled. Wow, it's so easy. Just some rice? Yes, Buddha said, just rice, but there is one condition. There is a rule that you need to follow. Then only I'll be able to help you and give life to your child. What is that? Buddha said, go to the house, bring some rice, but there is a one rule. No one has ever died in that house. Then only I can accept the rights of that family and I can give life. She smiled, said, okay, all right, not an issue. She went quickly, first door, asked for rice. They said, yes, we have rice. Then she asked the same thing. I hope no one has ever died in your family, in your house. Then first person replied, last month I lost my mother. And before her, I lost my father too. So my rice will not work for you. As story says, the moment she reached to fifth house, she realized, as Faridji says, kar kar eha ag. This is happening in every house. This is happening in every family. No one is going to stay here forever. Everyone has to go. This is a rule. Story says the moment she reached to fifth house, she realized it will not work. And she came back. And then this lady became disciple of Buddha. And this lady is one of the most famous lady in Buddhism. Her name, and she is known as an Gautami. Gautami is the name of that lady of that time. And a similar kind of story we see in the Sikhism. Actually, there are many. I'll just share a one. The moment Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji decided for martyrdom, Pai Mati Das Ji said, this is the biggest loss. You should not go. Martyrdom, we Sikhs are here, we are ready to accept, but without you, there could be no survival in Sikhism. We need you the most. Then Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji also did a practical solution. He said, bring some water from an ocean. There was a river behind it. So Pai Mati Das Ji went, bring some water, came back to Guruji. Then Guruji said, okay, do one thing. I don't need this water. Please put the water again in the same river. Mati Das Ji did the same. Then Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib asked, the moment you took water in your bowl from that ocean, so did that ocean lose something? Did you see any like level is going down of the water something? He said, no, it was like nothing happened. I put that water again, nothing happened. I took that water, it was like nothing happened. Then Guruji smiled and said, I'm like a drop in an ocean of God. God is the one who is taking care of this earth, taking care of everything, taking care of Sikhism. I had to go. And same kind of stories we see like in the different gurus. There are many stories. As just reminded me another story of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. When Pir Dasgir asked to Guru Nanak Sahib Ji, where is God? I can't see God anywhere. Where is God? That time Guru Nanak Sahib Ji also used this pragmatic thing, practical solution. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji asked for a cup of milk. The moment the milk was there, Guru Nanak Sahib Ji said, can you see something is there? Pir Dasgir said, no, I can't see anything. It's just milk. Guruji said, makhan is there, cheese is there, ghee is there. There are a lot more things, but we need to work on this milk to get those things. The same way, God is everywhere, but we need to work a bit to see that God, but He is everywhere. We don't have that kind of eyes. Like eyes, a poet can see the same things in a different way. we see the same things in the different way. So in Guru's life, in every religion also, we can see this practical knowledge, practically things they did to give some knowledge. And there are many, those who understood by the words as well, like Pai Sajjan. Guruji went there, Guruji had discussion, dialogue. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji had dialogue and discussion with Siddhas. And these kind of things we can see, like there are many stories in every gurus and in every religion. So let's go ahead. So there are two types of knowledge. One that we can read and learn, or listen and learn, kind of information. Another, practical experiences. What Kabir ji is saying about this knowledge, he has different aspect. वेद पुराण पढ़े का क्या गुण, घर चंदन जस पारा. Now we may think differently. Ved Puran, which means religious scriptures of any religion. Ved Puran means religious scriptures or good books, nice books, knowledgeable books. Ved Puran padhe ka kya gun? Kabir ji is saying there is no benefit of reading religious books or scriptures or collecting knowledge and more knowledge. Why? Like it's like khar. Khar means khota. Khota means donkey. Khar means donkey. Khar, chandan, chandan, sandalwood. Jaspara. If you put sandalwood on donkey, doesn't make any difference in its life. The same way you are putting books on donkey, Ved Puran Padhe Ka Kya Gun, as Kabir ji is saying, you are just putting books on the donkey and then donkey will not become wise. As there is a proverb as well, a donkey carrying a pile of holy books is still a donkey. Now, the question arises, so should we not read? There is no need to read books, is it? Knowledge is required, or we don't need any kind of any knowledge, because Kabir ji is condemning, criticizing us hardly. It's just telling us, Khar Chandan Jaspara. It's like putting books on a donkey doesn't make any difference. So why Kabir ji is saying this? Let's take help of 9th Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib ji. And amazing part is, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib ji also started in the same way. It's like both are connected, and Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib ji is telling us what Kabir ji is telling us. Actually, the meaning is same, words are different, but conclusion is same. Because we did not get the point from these words. Ved Puran Padhe Ka Kya Gun? Khar Chandan Jaspara. Reading books is like keeping books on donkey. So what Kabir ji is saying, he's not criticizing it. What Kabir ji is saying, let's understand from Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib ji. Ved Puran Padhe ko eh gun. Kabir ji said, Ved Puran Padhe ka kya gun? Here, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib, 9th Guru. Ved Puran Padhe ka eh gun. There is a benefit of reading books. Yes, it's not waste. How? Simre har ko nama. If you are actually reciting the name of the Lord, that is the real benefit. So Kabir ji is also telling us the same in the different way. Why you are just reading and reading? Where is your practical life? This is what Kabir ji is saying in a different way. So if you don't have any practical life, it is just like you're just collecting books on donkey. But Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib ji is telling us in a different way. Ved Puran Padhe ko eh gun. This is what the actual benefit of reading religious books or good books. Simre har ko nama. Then you start reciting the name of the Lord. This is the actual benefit of knowledge. without knowledge or knowledge without actions is not beneficial for us. We need to do some actions, as Guru Nanak Sahib Ji makes it more clear. Kabir Ji said, first point, it's like weight on donkey. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji is telling us we need to recite the name of the Lord. Now let's take help of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. Now that makes us more clear. Attaching both things together in one line is Vidya Vicharita Parupkari. Sometimes we read it Vidya Vicharita Parupkari. That makes like Vidya Vichari. If we are reading something, we will become wise. No. Vidya Vicharita. Stop it. Here we have a pause. Vidya Vicharita. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji is saying, then only I'll feel you have some knowledge if you are par upkari, if you are nice, if you have kindness in your heart, if I can see compassion in you, then only I will say you are knowledgeable. Then doesn't matter how much knowledge you have in the outer world. If you are kind, in the eyes of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji, you are knowledgeable. So the thing is required is practical solutions. Galli asi changiyan, achari puriyan, Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. We are very nice if we just need to speak good words. Actually, good lines, good words, we can find it anywhere. Society needs good people. There was never lack of good books. If we go back in the history, it never happened when there was lack of books in last few centuries. But a lot of cruelty has done in different countries and still happening. Not about past. It is still happening, but we can say unlimited source of knowledge. Countless books are there, but still the problem is those who are creating problems, they are knowledgeable. The one who don't have knowledge, they cannot create problems for others as well. In too much, like if someone is creating missiles, they are knowledgeable people, of course. So Vidya Vicharita Parupkari. If you are kind, if there is compassion, then only Guru Nanak Sahib is saying you are knowledgeable for me. Doesn't matter how many degrees you have, if you are not Parupkari, in the eyes of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji, we are not knowledgeable. Society needs not only knowledgeable books, they need knowledgeable people. That means those who are actually Parupkari. They don't want words about compassion. Society needs compassion. Be the one. Don't just say it. Kindness is needed. Be the one. If someone is looking at you, they may say he is just an example of kindness. He is an example of compassion. He is an example of patience. So try to be like one, then only knowledgeable person can be known as knowledgeable person in the eyes of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. And in the last one, another thing, antar hoye gyan paragas, this kind of knowledge. There are two types of knowledges as well. One is we are reading books. We are collecting knowledge and sharing, but there are few from them books are born. When they say something, that became religious scripture. When they said something, that became books. So antar hoye gyan paragas, but this is only possible by those who are making it practical. So this is like when God himself started saying from us, as Guru Nanak Sahib Ji said, Jaise mein aave khasam ki bani. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji said, Tur ki bani aayi. Guru Gobind Singh Ji also said, Jo nij prabh mo so kaha, so kahyo jag mahe. I'm not saying anything. Lord is speaking. God is saying, He's just using my body, my tongue to express the words, but I'm not saying anything. So this is what happens when we becomes one with the Lord. So final destination is there. Definitely there are some stages. We need to be kind. We need some compassion. But yes, while doing it, once we start doing it, then what will happen? Knowledge will arise within us. Knowledge will come from us. That is also possible. This kind of knowledge, as we can see in our saints, in gurus, they did not read it from somewhere, but maybe everyone is reading to them. Guru Nanak Sahib, Bhagat Kabir. Can we imagine Bhagat Kabir is going to somewhere to a teacher and learning music? But no, we can see his Bani in different ragas. How is it possible? God himself started speaking. So this is the highest virtue, highest stage of knowledge. Antar hoy gyan pragas. Then from within ourselves, there is a knowledge arises. But this is a final destination. We need to see where we are right now, or are we just on not on the stage of even reading it, or just part of information, or we are becoming practical. Once firstly information knowledge is needed, then practical is more important. Then by the grace of God we can be one with the Lord, and he himself will start speaking from us. So this is the highest stage. So now I request you all, so if you get any thought, any interpretation, any personal experience, because whenever you share your personal experience, then it is like giving personal knowledge, as we discussed. Listening is good, personal experience is also good. So if you share, if you have something or anything in your mind, don't be shy, feel free to share. Now I request you all, kindly share your wisdom, kindly share your knowledge with all of us, so that we all can get benefit. And once again, sorry for my mistakes. Thank you for your precious time. Now I turn over the floor to you, Sat Sangat ji. Kindly share your thoughts. Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh ji. Hanji Harcharan Singh ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to add something?
Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa,
Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh ji.
So this is a very tough topic. In fact, the whole Gurbani is very, very tough. And most of us are just taking it superficially. We are only superficial. I'm not sorry, I beg your pardon. Not we, I. I'm very superficial. In fact, I speak for myself. Maybe there are many people who are enlightened, and I have to follow to get some light. Just like Buddha told this lady that I will bring to life your son, provided you go around and get for me some rice from that house where there's been no death. My God, when he is a way of real teaching her that this is the practical solution to get her to the mind. And I think that is the answer to the Bani. Guru Bani is also like that. If you can look at every line, and Bani is not magic. That most of us want to believe. Bani is not magic. Bani is very, very practical. But it's very, very tough at the same time. You have to practice that lines that Tukha Gurbani says, and when you bring that Gurbani into practice, which is very, very tough, and you have to really give up on lots of things that you have been doing all this while, and to get to that stage is not easy. There are many pitfalls. There are many because our previous experience will come forward and block us. I call this Jamudut. Our previous experience as actually is Jamudut, especially the previous experience which brought us to darkness. I don't know. I have a lot of that, And as you want to progress, your old habits come back to you. They try to stop you. They try to block you. They bring the pleasures of which you have previously experienced, rather than sitting down reading Gurbani. But if you are in this line, and if you have chosen to be on this path, then you have no choice but you commit yourself 100% that you want to gain this knowledge. And Guru just made it very simple. Go to satsang, because you will meet all the people of like-minded people, hopefully. And then seek knowledge from people like you. Seek, you have a society of saintly society, people with knowledge and things like that. And maybe you will be able to get enlightenment, as he said. No? Like Buddha gave his own enlightenment. Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib also gave enlightenment to his people. They said, okay, go and bring some water from the ocean and then put it back there. And it wasn't any difference. No? So this is where Guruji has been so enlightened. Therefore, we have to be close to Guruji and get our lamp lit by their jot. And this is it's very, very tough, Masidi. And I tell you, Gurman is so fantastic, so wonderful. And if you can only do this, your two examples, and many examples again, Guru Nanak Ji, we say Guru Nanak Ji told that that's the somebody else question, where is God staying? And he says, okay, bring me milk. And he told him, yes, that's practical again. You see, Guru Buddha did, Guru Nanak Dev Ji did, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji did. And similarly, we have to do the same thing when we read Gurbani. Otherwise, we are lost. For us, it's just like a reading. Right. And from by reading, you never understand anything. By reading, as I say, if you put the holy book on a donkey, the donkey remains a donkey like me.
Right.
So we have to go above that and break and do and bring it into practice. And that's it. I hope Maharaj Sarana Kirpa can and we can reach the level. Okay,
thank you very much for your contribution, Harcharan Singh ji. बड़ा सोना बड़े प्यार नाल बड़ा वधिया तुसी साडे सारे नाल शेयर करता. Even I was loving to listen to you. So humble. May Guruji bless us all. Okay, देखो जी, saying is also easy, listening is also easy, but being practical is actually difficult for everyone. So may God bless us all, so that whatever we are saying, whatever we are reading, whatever we are discussing, we all will try to be the one, whatever we are reading, whatever we are discussing. May Guruji bless us all. Thank you very much for your contribution, Harcharan Singh ji.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to add, share something? Don't be shy. All are just Sat Sangat, so kindly share, so we all can get some benefit. Hanji. Hanji Manjeet ji. Hanji Gurmeet ji, would you like to add something?
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Master Ji. Education is such a wide topic and it's always evolving, changing, new knowledge is added, and we are experiencing every day. So every day is a kind of new knowledge for us in terms of our life, the way we interact with people, and how we actually live our life. Matlab ke it's always changing. That's why I say it's evolve. Like those days when we were used to, we used to have slates, to write her words and all that, we had blackboard, chalk and all that, so we got from the basics. We had simple tools to gain knowledge, but now with the internet and all that, so it's every time evolving, it's changing. So we must never, so that's why nowadays people all say we are learning every day. So knowledge is not stagnant or static, no, it doesn't stay. It evolves, it moves, it gives us experience also, because as we are learning, we experience the new knowledge, we use it, and it works with us, we share it. That's how it should be, because frankly, all of us are human. If we just gain knowledge and we just read books and we get knowledge and we never practice it, it become, I would say, after a while, it become not practical anymore. It become old. So that's the thing. So I think knowledge is something we cannot say for sure this is knowledge. Knowledge is evolving. How we acquire knowledge, how we use it in our life, excuse me, and how we actually experience it in our experience, and be, like you said, not only just have knowledge, but otherwise my throat acting up. Okay, we use it to benefit, like you said, others. That's, I think, when you actually get the maximum use of knowledge. If it's just for self-knowledge and keeping it to yourself, I think nothing is gained by it. By sharing, okay, you may even in the sharing learn other knowledge from other people. So you add on plus share, and with that it multiplies, and it multiplies many folds, and it cannot be actually counted. Some of the knowledge we get in our experiences when we talk to others about what I've learned, what I've read, what I've, maybe done on internet, got some info that I want to share. When I share with others, I feel that, wow, my friend read a different perspective of it. So I'm getting that knowledge that I would have not got if I just kept quiet. Oh, I learned already, so I know this much. So I think if we want to be knowledgeable, first of all, of course, read widely, read as much as you can. All kind of technology is available to us now, and it's so fast. Within seconds, we can get knowledge for anything. So we can gain knowledge, learn new knowledge, share the knowledge, and also maybe with our, children and our family members, even the society. When we start sharing, you'll be surprised. The knowledge will multiply, and we get knowledge that will actually make us more, I would say, experienced, by the sharing itself. And when we are experienced in our knowledge with others, others will be experiencing that same, a takeaway from us also. So it's a give and take. So I think knowledge is very, like I say, very debatable in the sense that it's evolving, it's ever changing. And I think as we are experiencing, as we get older, the experience we share with others, younger generation, older generation, you'll be surprised. It's so multifold, So you will gain something that you may not have known if you have just kept that knowledge to yourself. So I think that is very important, So that's my perspective of the knowledge and how we can actually make knowledge beneficial for not only ourselves, but others. Okay, with that, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you very much, Gurmeet Ji, for sharing different points and summarize how and what should we do. And definitely sharing is caring here as well. I do remember like our Amarjit Singh Ji, whenever he see any nice story, he do share it with us or with me. So very nice. So yes, it feels good whenever you say something. So must share. So thank you very much for your contribution, Gurmeet Ji.
Welcome, Master.
Haji, Tanwanji, you are unmuted. Would you like to add something?
It's my husband who'd like to say a few
Yes.
words.
Yes, please.
Hardayal.
Yeah, please.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Ji Hardayal Ji.
Yeah. From our discussion so far, I'm trying to instill it and put it into context. What we do as scientists, we talk in terms of research. Everybody says research. There's various types of research. There's lots of knowledge available, but if we call it pure research, that's just pure. And then the other one is applied research. So a lot of the research these days is applied research. In other words, we pick up the knowledge or the principles and apply them and come out with products.
or change, which will change our life.
Okay. Yes.
So you can put it into, if you look around, there's plenty of it. And even the governments these days, when we look for grants to do research, they're becoming, pure research is very expensive, but it's needed. It is needed in order to make the big jump forward. Because applied research, there's a limit. The pure research is like the mathematicians, and that's going on. The mathematics, you have the applied maths, and you have the calculus and pure maths. And going on that, it needs some genius or some very clever mind to come up with a formula. It is like Einstein. He came out with this E is equal to half mc squared. Now that was phenomenal. It was a huge jump forward for mankind. It released the energy of the atom with that. And from there we have the uses, of course, it depends. You can use it for nuclear reactors, produce electricity, which is so very useful in various forms and so on. On the other hand, and they can use that to make nuclear bombs. You see, the same energy released suddenly is bomb. Released slowly, it becomes a useful thing, very useful indeed, very clean in many ways. So I just thought that perhaps once we think in terms of pure thing, that is our Bani and stuff that is very pure, but it has got applications. And you need some knowledge, and also you need an instructor or a teacher or a guru to teach you some parts of it. Like mathematics. You can't learn mathematics on the internet on your own. You have to have somebody to help you with the understanding of it, and then how to advance. And all of these things is additive. You need a base, and on the base you can keep on adding. So once you come to a certain stage, then you can go on your own. But until then, you need a guru, you need a teacher.
Very nice.
That's all. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Hardayalji. It's really very nice. So thank you very much for sharing this much knowledge with all of us. So really appreciate your knowledge, Hardayalji. Anji, Kartarji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share something?
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh, Master Ji. Very, very interesting subject. And it was wonderful to hear Gurmeet say that knowledge is evolving. And really wonderful to hear Faiz Hardayal telling us about his science applications.
Yes.
I felt like we are learning something new all about research. It was really wonderful to hear him. Yes, we agree that we need a guru. Without guru, we cannot gain knowledge, especially in Bani. And for this knowledge, I feel that we need this guru from the day we were born. Isn't it? If our mother never teach us or never talk to us, we wouldn't know what language we are in. If they never guide us, we wouldn't know where we are going, what to do. So our guru started from our mother to our teachers. And until now, we still are having teachers. You are our teacher. So we are learning Bani from you. If not for you, we wouldn't know what we are reading and understanding. So in this sense, like you said, besides surviving in this world, we need knowledge. Okay, but we also need knowledge to remove the ignorance from us, from our inner self. Just last week, there was an article in the paper, Straits Times, about lifelong learning. One of the minister was saying that we all need to have lifelong learning. We should not stop. And what he was saying is that Singaporeans are very poor learners. Why? Because we dare not ask questions, because we are scared to show people that we are ignorant, or we don't want people to know that we have a fear in us of asking the wrong question. So we keep our mouth shut. So when we keep our mouth shut, where can we get any knowledge? No, this was in the papers. So learning is actually a transfer of knowledge. And we can only change if we understand what the knowledge is all about. Like especially when Hardyalji said about applications. It is understanding leads to applications. So this is all, this article is actually in the newspaper. I'm just reading a few parts of it. It is not what I said, but I'm reading it from the article. So first of all, we have to learn how to focus on what we want to learn. And first of then is by asking questions. If I just hear what you say, and then after that, the next minute, if I go out and I just forget all about it, then it comes to that poster that you just put up. Without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. It is just like putting the books on the donkey and expecting the donkey to be intelligent. Can't be, right? So knowledge is something that we must have faith and passion in. We must also have the passion to know more. If we don't have, we can't reach anywhere, right? And it also God gave us brains. Why not use it? Use our brain to get more knowledge, to understand the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts. And among normal knowledge to live in this, we need spiritual knowledge. That also can be only done when we have a guru to teach us what Bani is all about. Only then we can understand and apply it in our life. And it also lies within our own self, whether we do want this knowledge, whether we have the passion to understand it, and whether we want to follow his advice. If we want to just listen and forget about it and just tell people, oh, I did go to class and he was teaching this and that. And after that, when the next person asks, so what did he teach? What did you learn? Actually, I don't understand anything, but I just went just to sit. That is what everybody is doing, most of them. I feel you need passion for learning to understand and to feel the emotions of the Bani to make you into a better person. Like you said, to be kind, to be compassionate. Unless we understand every line of the Bani and we know what Guruji is teaching, we cannot be kind, we cannot be compassionate. That is my take on today's knowledge. Thank you very much, Master Ji.
Thank you very much, Kartarji. You always speak so beautifully, so nicely. We all just love to hear you. Yes, as you just mentioned about article, even our name is Sikh. Sikh means the one who is ready to learn, the one who wants to learn. Even Guruji gave us this name. So you are a Sikh. Sikhi Sikhya, Gur Vichar. So who is Sikh? The one who is learning more and more about Gur Vichar and all other things. So thank you very much for your contribution, Kartarji.
Thank you, Master Ji.
Thank you, Ji. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to contribute, Ji? Hanji, Jagjit Ji, would you like to add something? Yes, Ji. Any other Sangat member who wants to share? Okay, so I request you all kindly unmute yourselves so we all can say Gurfateh together. Once again, thank you very much for joining, for sharing your information. So may Vaheguruji bless us all.
Yeah.
Let's all say all together. Vaheguruji ka khalsa, Vaheguruji ki fateh ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Master Ji.
Thank you, Master Ji.
Thank you, Ji.